Yes, Your Highness, one does hope for a successful weekend this weekend, but one doesn't usually do very good at this track, so one is a little concerned. Thanks, Liz. I'll do my best. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing, and today it is the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, and hopefully, well, we've got points and more races that we haven't this year, which is brilliant, and hopefully we're going to add to that here. You can see we've got a 2-week break between the last race, which was in Austria, and the British race, so let's see what we can do with that time. And what have I done there that I wasn't planning on doing? Alright, so we have chassis department focus. That is resource points. It'll take away a little bit from the others, but we never say no to resource points. That's difficult, isn't it? We can improve Schwartzman focus, which might be worth doing. Team building, that does seem possibly worthwhile. Team acclaim would go up with that one. I'll tell you what, there's some good stuff here, isn't there? And a chassis equipment upgrade. We probably want the resource points. That's going to be 6 days. And I kind of want that as well. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see if it's possible to do. It's going to leave us 3 days, so no. So if that's the case, do we want the team building then maybe? Alright, let's do that. Let's do that. If we have a look at facilities, we have 5 million in the bank. We could maybe do a sneaky quality control update on the chassis. 4 million. That's going to take us under the 2.5 we need for Schwartzman, but we should get that back in time, so that's fine. We'll do that, and everything else there will obviously therefore remain the same. R&D now coming in to chassis department. Morale is low, which isn't great. We should have a major thing coming to the car for this race, shouldn't we? And we have 1700 less 1 resource point to spend here. Now, what means we can probably do one thing, doesn't it? So we've got the front coming again here, don't we? Or did we not do that? No, this is new again. And again, this is another... They're expensive, but they're major upgrades, which I think is good. And we've got a Halo upgrade here as well. Let's see what we can do on the chassis. Is there anything there? We've got lighter wheel rims, which I still don't really understand what reducing wheel inertia does. Tire blankets is not a major deal. And then the power train side of things, we've got an intercooler upgrade, which is again a major upgrade. It looks like that's more to do with fuel efficiency than anything. Bearings, again, that's only a minor upgrade. And we've got rotor speed, which is a major upgrade to the energy recovery system. So it increases the quantity of energy produced. Quantity, of course, meaning amount. ECU, which is a major upgrade. That's fuel efficiency as well. And fuel technology, which is a minor upgrade. I don't think we're too worried about those right now. I kind of think we should just get the aerodynamics, because the tracks that are coming up, I'm thinking we've got Belgium, we've got Zandvoort. They're going to be more aerodynamic tracks, aren't they? Unless I've got that very wrong. So let's do we'll do DRS. That'll have that for another one. There is Hungary, and actually having a better DRS might look at the thing there. We've gone above Aston Martin and Alpine. Having a better DRS at Hungary, because it's not the easiest place to pass. That leaves us 240, which is essentially nothing. So that's going to be that done. If we go and have a look at the progress history, as of Austria, now we are the lighter of the 2 maroony coloured lines. Looks like Alfa Romeo took a big step forward in Austria, but we are just there or thereabouts, still in our battle. But it looks like Aston Martin, is it that greeny colour, has gone have taken a big step forward as well. Look at the front 4, neck and neck as well. Now, we want to, for free practice, I want to put all these things back in so we don't wear out the part we're using for races if we can help it. I just got to remember to switch it back before we do qualifying. The gearbox should be absolutely fine. Practice gearbox is gearbox 1, so that is absolutely fine. Corporate, again, nothing to report on the sponsorship front. Contracts are all still good. He's 3 million now. Note to self, 3 million. So I think we will keep him for this season, the entire season, and then we'll kind of reassess things at the end of the season, what we want to do in terms of getting another driver in. Spent a little bit of money on facility upgrades, so we've lost a little bit of cash. We look at the thing, we've taken a bit more of a dip. And if we go and have a look at the standings, we, after our excellent finish, was it 6th? No, 7th. 7th, I think it was, in Austria. We'll check in a second. We've moved up to 10th in the championship, and we had 2 points behind Alpine in the constructors. It was 7th in Austria, so very, very nicely done indeed. And we look at the trophies. Last season in Silverstone, we came 17th, so nowhere near the points. Let's hope we can do a little bit better this time. We've taken the lead in our second rivalry with Alonso. We lost the last one. We've got a new one starting now. Still got the average finish of 14th, average start of 15th. Still got the 1 pole position, which I will cling to proudly, because it's pretty much all I've done of note. And let's sim ahead here and see, hopefully, if anything doesn't go wrong.
New parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Alright, so nothing has gone wrong as of yet. We've got a durability department thing. So the durability department want more simulator time to test something. So if we agree, we get something for cheaper. And if we don't, the Sportsman's Racecraft improves +7. I mean, a 25% discount on something that's already cheap maybe doesn't seem that worthwhile. Are we better off getting the Racecraft perhaps for Sportsman? Racecraft, I believe, is like overtaking things like that. So I think we'll decline it.
Could be challenging.
And
I think you made the right call.
Yeah, we'll let Sportsman get on with things. It's not that big of a deal with what the benefit to it was, I don't think. So we've got running costs, extra stuff. Team building has taken place. Quality control thing for the chassis has gone through, and it is time for the British Grand Prix. Alright, so let's have a look at our messages here. We have the track map there. We have the weather forecast. Surprisingly, it's dry. And we got this as well. So we've had a call from our colleagues at Mercedes. Of course, that's our engine partner. They finalized a new upgrade package for our power unit, so that's obviously great news. We'll be able to try it out in the next race. Let's hope that we can feel the benefit. If you want to see the details of the package for yourself, check it out on the R&D screen. Well, let's go see what we can find. So it is valve timing. I don't know what valve timing is. I wonder if we can find that somewhere here. Here it is here. Valve timing. It is precise tuning of valve timing ensures optimum amount of fuel is fed into the combustion chamber. So that is what we have. All right, I'm going to do some free practice, and I will see you for qualifying 1. Okay, free practice is done. Now we are inside the top 10 for first 2 free practice. Free practice 3, we were just outside. I think we're 11th. So we've really got to be looking at Q3 here, I think, and points for the race. The car's feeling really good, so let's get the Q1. Alright, here we go, coming around to start our first lap in Q1. Yeah, I think we'll see how we go here first. I've got to just make sure I focus and talk, which is difficult for me. Turned in too late there. We will have to, at some point, if this is going to continue where we're regularly scoring points and Schwartzman is nowhere near it showing sort of what the car is capable of, do we put the skill level up at some point? We are still at 78, I think. So I think that's probably something we'll need to start to have a look at, whether we finish this season off at 78 and then bump it up for next season. These are all things, yeah, if you have any thoughts on that, let me know. But we've got to actually do well in this race first. Just need a little gentleman's lift through pops there. I tried to take it flat, but we just lose the rear of the car if we do that. So unfortunately, we're not quite that good yet. A little bit of inside curve there. If we can keep it in 6, no, we're doing well, but that's not too bad. Kept a lot of speed through the Beckett's complex there. Or is this Cop? So this is Stowe, isn't it? I always get the names mixed up. Rolling in on 6th, nice early on the gas. This has been a fairly good lap, I've got to say. Just a little deep in the club. What are we looking at? It is P5, a 129.0. So not a perfect lap, but it was comfortably good enough to get us through. P12, we end up going through. Schwartzman has failed to go through. So if we're looking at this, I mean, we're 1.2 seconds faster than our teammate. Yeah. George Russell's got through for Williams as well. Well, let's go to Q2 and let's see if we can get into the top 10. Alright, first run in Q2. We're doing this on the same set of tyres as Q1. Just trying to save a set if we can, just to get a banker lap in. I've turned in a little bit too late there, so that's not a great start. We've got someone coming out of the pits. This is not a good start to the lap, is it? We go around the outside. Leclerc, get out of the way, mate. Oh, he's got Austrian memories. Long memory as Charles. Alright, here we go. Fresh set of tyres. A 29.2 was that first lap, so not far off what we did in Q1. We are outside the 10 right now, though. I've turned in too late there again. But at least we've got a decent delta to chase, which is nice. This is, of course, where Leclerc balked us. I've not taken that particularly well, though we are a little bit up. Only a quarter of a second, though, and to be honest, I'm not quite sure how much more time there is to make up on the rest of the lap. The rest of the lap was fairly decent, I thought, though we have made up some time there. Then lost it on the exit.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Alright. Not quite flat, but just as I said, a little bit of a gentleman's lift and gets us through there nicely. There we go. Stayed in 6th as well. Nicely. Half a second. Go on, Aussie Villain. 6/10. If we can finish this lap strong, this might be Q3 for us. We kept the speed, although we were nowhere near the apex. Lost a little bit of time there. Turned it in nicely. Stayed in 3rd as well. 6/10 up. And it is P6. Alright, we are going to go again. Our last set of fresh tyres that we have currently, although we will get another set for Q3 if we were to get through. The reason we're doing this, and I just about get that right, is because a lot of the cars are on mediums. So if they were to go out on softs, obviously our time is not going to be good enough. So we're right at the end. You can see the checkered flag has come out. We just about had enough time to do this. And we're already 4/10 up. We're down to P7. There's 2 cars in front of us. Hopefully, they're not going to stuff each other up and then go and do the same for us. It looks like exactly what's going to happen. Still 4/10 up. They can stay out of our way. Just about took enough off. Oh, they're going to battle through here. These two are going to throw us off. Didn't quite get that right. I'm too busy worrying about them. It's Russell and a McLaren. Not the best exit. We might get a bit of a slipstream, which might help us here. Russell, get out of the way, mate. Thank you, sir. And Norris. Oh, nicely done. Best of British. 3/10 up. Are we already in? We're P8, I think I just saw there, but we'll finish the lap and go P6. So, there we go. We have got into Q3. We have out-qualified Alonso as well, who did not. Now, we're going to look at that. Bottas, Ricciardo, and Hamilton on the mediums and assume that they are all going to go ahead of us. And that we've got a 4th, almost half a second gap to Norris. So, it looks on that as though the best we can do is P8. So, let's see if we can get that. Alright, here we go. This is our one and only run in Q3. We've got the fresh set of tyres on. You'll notice is there a delta? No, I did go out, but I didn't finish the lap because I stuffed it up going through maggots and Beckett's. So we actually don't have a delta. That's annoying. Wish I'd finished the lap now. I thought it would give me a delta up until that point. But obviously not. But that's okay. We'll do it blind. We'll just try and do as best we can. And P8 would be good if we can, hold where we should get based on Q2 times. That'd be absolutely fine. Been a little bit too conservative there. Alright, pick the point to accelerate, get a good exit out of Luffield. There we go. I've tried a number of different lines through there, sort of trying to go sort of in, out, and then straighten the exit or just hugging the apex. It doesn't seem to really matter what it is you do as long as you get it right, but I figure in the race, if you leave the inside open, someone's going to dive down there, particularly Yuki Tsunoda if he's about. Oh, that's not great. Exit out of there. It's not the best, but it's not too bad. There was wheel spin. I don't know if you could see that. We were spinning the rears a little bit, sliding around, but I think we just about kept it going forward. I've mucked that up as well. Hopefully we took enough speed through there. Can we get into the low 29s or even maybe a 28 if we're being really, really ambitious? Decent exit out of club. Here we go. Dive to the line, and it's a 27.7. Now, I'm not dreaming. I was doing 29.0, wasn't I? I don't even think I got to the 28s, and we skipped the 28s, went straight to the 27s. We're the fastest Australian only by a bee's dick, to be honest. There's nothing in it. And, well, we're going to be starting P5 unless there's penalties elsewhere. So this is huge. Come on, let's do this. Jeff, you remembered to change the power unit before qualifying, right? Right? Oh dear. If we change them now, we're going to get penalties. If we don't change them, I mean, are we even going to finish the race? I don't think I'm going to bother anymore. We'll just put in whatever we...
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Sainz, Norris, Oldtimer and Ricciardo, Leclerc, Perez, Ocon and Pierre Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Sebastian Vettel and Stroll, Russell, Verstappen, Antonio Giovinazzi and Robert Schwartzman, Raikkonen, Latifi, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So I've opted just to race with what we have. If we go to the back, we're not going to score points anyway, realistically. So, oh, I can't believe I forgot to do that. I'm going to blame Jeff, but... Alright, well, we don't have any strategy options, because obviously we made Q3, so let's keep everything crossed we make it to the finish. Alright, so here we go, British Grand Prix, our second best ever starting position, and an engine that could blow up at any given time. Looks like we've got a decent start to those around us. There are some medium tyre runners, but it looks like we may have got past...
Level of wear on the internal combustion engine. Let's try and keep the revs down. Early upshifts, later downshifts. There
we go, the first of many messages, I'm sure, from Jeff this race. But it looks like we've moved up a position into P4. We've got past Sainz, ahead of Ricciardo. Bottas in front of us is on the medium tyre as well. So could we perhaps be in to overtake him here? Time will tell on that front, of course. We just need a good, solid first lap here. And see what becomes of that. If we can get onto the back of this front three, then you never know. Here we are. That's one of some of the TV angles at Silverstone. This is one of the great ones, and the one at the end of Hangar Straight is just, they're iconic, aren't they? A little bit wider there through Cops, but that's okay. Actually, this is a good one too. Oh, I love this one. Look at us go. Looks like actually Ricciardo is quite a bit quicker on than us through there, which is slightly concerning given he's on the medium tyres. But looks like we've got a little bit of a train development. No, I love it. I love that one. That's one of my favourite television angles of all time. But yeah, there we go. We've got Bottas driving away from us with Hamilton and Norris, and Ricciardo and the Ferraris, and it looks like Perez is there as well. And of course, we've got to keep half an eye on our rivalry with Alonso. There is a claim in that for us, which will, I'm sure, help us somewhere. But, yeah, he's back there in P11, so we don't really have to worry about him. Looks like Ricciardo's got a bit of a run on us here. We go a little bit deep trying to defend. He gets down the outside, a little bit of contact. We've got a Ferrari trying to get up the inside of us now as well. We've got a warning for that contact with Ricciardo. And he has actually lost a place to Carlos Sainz, and Sainz looks like he's going to run on us. We're on the battery. He's got the inside line now. Of course, inside line turns to outside line for Luffield. Can we... oh, he's got in there. And, oh, we've hit him. We've hit him twice. No, is there any damage to the front wing?
Some wear on the MGUK. To manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode.
Excellent. Good news, Jeff. Here we go. Can we get up the inside? And... well... there was quite a bit of understeer there. which makes me concerned. But you can see on another more contact with Sainz. Look at how much quicker he is, straight round the outside. Ricciardo and Leclerc, we've got a train of cars behind us. Now, if you see the wing there...
Right, we have a very worn-out MG UK.
Yeah,
Our
thank
battery
you.
charge speed is suffering, and if it gets much worse, we could be forced to retire.
Great, excellent news, Jeff. Yeah, you can see there was no damage to the wing, and we get a good close-up view of it there. We've got Leclerc back, but it looks as though Sainz is pulling clear of us a little bit. But yeah, no damage to the wing, but there was definitely a lot of understeer, and we were definitely slower.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to affect us too much here, Jeff. Yeah, so we definitely had understeer. We were so much slower through Maggots and Beckett's, weren't we? That, well, it does make you wonder a little bit if that little display thing is lying to us. But look at Ricciardo and Leclerc. We're creating a cracking race behind us to go off board, and look at the train of cars. Look at it. It's wonderful stuff. And the Aussie Villain Racing vehicle at the front holding up the queue, which maybe isn't the best. Look at that race behind us. Wonderful stuff. But we go down the old pit straight once. It was the Hamilton straight now, this one, isn't it? Rather than the old pit straight. We come into Copse again. Now let's see if we can carry the speed through it. Look, no, we can't. We've got understeer again. But again, we can see there's no damage. We're so much slower through here, so much slower. And again, understeer onto the grass. And there goes the Ferrari. Ricciardo's going to try and follow him through. We've got a Red Bull coming up behind us. That's Perez. And suddenly we've lost 3 positions in one straight, which is obviously less than ideal. Tried to straighten up the exit there while they're battling in front of us. We go for a little bit of a lunge, and up the inside, Ricciardo turns into us. And we've taken 2 of the 3 back. An excellent move. Let's have another look at this. And, oh, I wasn't necessarily aiming to do that. It just kind of happened for us. Late on the brakes, another warning. That's 3 warnings, I think, for collisions now, isn't it?
Gap to car in front is 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, not too worried about cars in front.
By 3.0 seconds.
But we can see again, we just can't carry the speed through the fast corners. It's understeer, or we're just slow trying to keep it on the track. And given that we're on the soft tyres, that shouldn't really be happening. And you can see our tyres are still in pretty good nick. So it is a little bit baffling. Now down the straight you could say that the lawnmower engine that's in the back of it is not helping that, as we fight back on the inside there against Ricciardo. And look at the Ferrari just driving off in the distance. And surely that's not all. I mean, the engine, it is still running. It's not like that should be happening. And again, look at that understeer through Copse. We do have a heavier car, of course, than in qualifying, but surely we're not that much slower than and again, understeer through Maggots and Beckett's. It does make you wonder as Ricciardo gets past, and we've got Perez coming past again. We're just a sitting duck down that hangar straight about. Oh, and more contact with the back of Perez this time. We must have wing damage. How that thing is still green, I don't know. And we tried the same trick twice. Oh, and we've done it again, and this one was almost better. I half meant it that time, and, well, we made the corner as well. So they've got to be getting annoyed.
Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue.
Ricciardo,
so
Perez, we're getting swamped.
control.
Jeff, I can't listen to you right now, mate. There's too much happening. And again, we've somehow managed to keep our P6, and we've got Esteban Ocon that is now behind us. Again, we fight off Ricciardo. Ricciardo would be better off just sitting in behind us, and he's going backwards as quickly as we are.
Finish yet, Jeff? This is difficult.
The energy store is getting worn, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
Is anything else failing, Jeff?
So it's not going to plan, is it? Let's be honest. But we're on lap 5. We're almost halfway, and look at that train behind us. Ricciardo again is sizing us up. Again, you can see I'm trying to turn in early. I'm just trying to carry as much speed through there as possible. And on this occasion, Denny Rick has managed to get past us. And obviously, the tyres are wearing. We still, I suspect, might have some front wing damage. and it's not a good combination. We've got a little bit of DRS off the back of Ricciardo, which will help us up the hangar straight this time, and we are able to keep everybody else behind us. Look at Verstappen up to 10th. Where'd he start? He was 16th or something, wasn't he? Again, understeer. We've got Perez on the outside, a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there, perhaps. And you can see once, I mean, Ricciardo's actually coming to the pits there. But once the cars get... Now, he was on the mediums, wasn't he? So he's come in early, and actually it makes me wonder if that's something that potentially we could do. But the fact that the display there shows the front wing is green and no damage makes me... I don't know what the problem is, basically. You can see I'm scrolling through trying to see if there's anything, but trying to look at that.
The gap to the car ahead is 7.0 seconds.
Yeah, Jeff, we're really not worried about Leclerc. He's got... Oh, and Ocon has done a Leclerc. Speaking of Leclerc, he stuck his nose up. Let's have another look at this. He's just stuck his nose up the inside where it doesn't belong. He's caught the slide, and that's actually given us a little bit of a gap now to the chasing pack. So we'll take that with both hands, and we will skip ahead now to lap 7. I think...
Yellow flag.
Oh, the yellow flag.
Passing under yellow.
And this is actually coming up towards our pit stop now, and surely Verstappen... Was it Verstappen? It was Verstappen. Passed us under a yellow flag there. But we pull off into the pits to get rid of these soft tyres. Perez comes in behind us. And team radio.
Well, that was something, wasn't it? I have no idea where we're going to come out here. Clearly, there's a lot of cars in this race that have more speed and are faster than us. So we'll find out where we pop out, and then we'll just do our very best to defend that position again, I suppose. Hopefully a quick pit stop. Oh, new nose.
So there was front nose damage. Maybe we should have come in sooner.
Go. Exit now. We're racing on the exit. Complete. Go now.
Well, that's the end of points, isn't it?
P19 behind a Williams. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
I think the fact that we were slowing everybody up as I crossed the white line there, but looks like we get away with it. Yeah, the fact that we were holding everybody up, of course, has hurt us there as well because, well, obviously everybody's behind us. Now, it'll be interesting to see how much quicker we are now on the mediums with the wing. Hopefully we're not going to hit anybody. I mean, I should have thought, you know, we hit so many cars at the start there. Just not major contact, but there was bound to be some sort of damage. That, with the fact that, you know, we was clearly understeer at, you know, high-speed corners. I should have clocked onto that, shouldn't I? But here we are. We are where we are. We're P19. There's going to be some cars in front of us, hopefully, that still need to stop. So it's maybe not an accurate P19, but we're behind George Russell now. Let's see. It looks like we were better through Cops. How do we go through here? And maybe a little bit deep, but it certainly looked a bit better, didn't it?
Robert is in the pits. Robert in the pits.
We've got DRS. We've got the button. Look at us drag up behind George Russell now with our smoking engine, and up the inside we go. And that is P18.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
So let's see now how many cars, if any, are coming into the pits. The cars that started on mediums, I mean, we saw Ricciardo come in early. I wonder if he had front wing damage, actually. Maybe he did what we should have done.
Gap to the car in front is 2.4 seconds.
2.4 seconds to the car in front. There are cars coming out of the pits all the time. That's put us up to P15 now. We've got Lance Stroll ahead of us. And we're going to skip ahead to lap 10, the next lap. And again, more cars coming out of the pit. Drop to P14. Vettel comes out. A little bit of a train of cars. We look to go around the outside, which will, of course, become the inside. And we have got past Sebastian Vettel. We're right behind Stroll now. And the two AlphaTauris. The front AlphaTauri, Pierre Gasly, that is 10th. That is points. Alonso has jumped us now as well, with Perez, Verstappen and Ricciardo as plus the Ferraris and all that. Looks like Vettel with DRS is having a bit of a go at us, but we've got the inside at Luffield. He's not getting there. And we'll go on to the back of Stroll now. We've got a decent exit. We're on the button as well. We're drafting up behind him. Are we going to be able to pull this off? Oh.
That's how you do it, Lewis. That's how you do it, mate.
So I think that also shows as we saw when we tried to do that, was it one of the Ferraris, I forget if it was Sainz or Leclerc, and we just went flying wide at Cox, whereas on the harder tyres there, we were able to keep it on the track. So I think, yeah, that lack of pace in that first stint was definitely a front wing issue, and given that we were going on to the harder compound tyre, we perhaps should have we've got a chance at Tsunoda here. Can we pull off the old club trick here again? It looks like we can. Just about get it stopped and don't hit the back of Gasly, and that is now P11, and we are looking at a point in front of us, which...
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Which I think would be, as far as rescue missions go, not too bad. But I can't help but think if we come in a little bit sooner, I mean, these medium tyres are going to get to the end without too much trouble. If we come in that little bit sooner, change the wing, could we have maybe got ourselves up that little bit further?
The turbocharger is on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum. Gap to teammate behind
Jeff,
is
I think,
3.7
I
seconds.
think we've had enough of your updates, mate. We've got Gasly trying to get the best exit possible, get a little bit too far on the inside there. But we've got a good run on him. On the button we go. Are we close enough? Are we going to... Oh, we're back out of that one. You big baby, Aussie Villain. I don't think we weren't quite close enough, were we? And we've got a DRS zone coming up here. We aren't losing anywhere near as much time, if any time, through this complex now. And with DRS and the battery, we should be able to George Russell him straight up the inside here. And there we go. We get it stopped. We get it turned in. And another look at it. Very nicely done indeed. And that is P10. That's a point. Which, like I say, it's not too bad given everything that's happened. So we skip ahead now to the final lap of the race. Alonso was just a little bit too far in front of us, and with the issues that we have with pretty much the entire power unit, I really didn't want to go charging after him too much. I sort of made a decision fairly early on that we weren't going to be... I think we would have had to be a second and a half a lap faster to close the gap and give us a chance to overtake at some point. So we gave up on that, but P10 it is.
Well, all things considered, a point's not bad, I suppose.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Well, she got to the end. And we got a point. Jeff, just take it out back and shoot it, mate. So, there we go. A little bit disappointing to start 5th and finish 10th. I think in the end, I've obviously done a little bit of damage to the wing at the start there, and that is the reason why I was doing my defensive masterclass. I'll have to have a look back at the Ocon thing. I felt it was a little bit like Leclerc at Austria, where he kind of stuck his nose in where it didn't belong, and I closed the door on him, and, you know, he was in front of his car, back on my car, Crimea River Esteban. That's quite, I don't know, but like I say, I'll see it back. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comments. Yeah, I mean, we did Verstappen a favour, didn't we, holding everybody up. The car got to the end. You know, I'm sure that there's not much left of it. It's a smoking mess, but there we go. There we go. We got a point, which is better than a kick up the backside, I suppose. Sportsman there moved up a position to finish 17th. If we look at what that all means for the standings, and, well, we stay in P10. Alonso beat us, which doesn't help the rivalry, of course. And if we look at the Constructors' standings, well, we lose a little bit of ground to Alpine, but we're still there in 7th. And 7th is an improvement on last season. Don't know what happened to Aston Martin this season, but 7th would be an improvement for us, so that is something. So there we go. We break even on the on Alonso. Obviously, we got the fastest lap, which negates the fact that he beat us. So that's good. If you have enjoyed that, guys, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And we will be back next time for the the Hungarian Grand Prix. Now, we struggled there last year as well. We struggled most places last year, didn't we? So hopefully we can maybe get points there again. I'm a little bit disappointed the way that this played out today. I would have really liked a P5. Like I say, I'm not going to bother changing the engine unit pieces and trying to be smart. No damage, that's unlike me. We're just going to, well, didn't I do a wing? Anyway, let's not worry about that. We're just going to go as it is. But anyway, guys, as I said, like and subscribe. I'll see you next time in Hungary. And speaking of Hungary, it's my dinner time.